folks, it's Steve with Prima Coffee here. Today we're going to take a look at the Espro Travel French Press. Now if you're familiar with Espro's French presses, you might know that they use a patented double wall filter design, just like this press does here. It has two layers of a microfine stainless steel mesh with this BPA-free plastic housing. Now that mesh actually has the advantage of giving you a very French press-like brew. It's got that body, it's got that richness, but it cuts down on a lot of the mud and the silt you might see in the bottom of your cup with a more traditional French press. It's a really great design, and now they've kind of compacted it down into a very travel-friendly package. Now this travel mug is not only a French press, it acts as a very good travel mug just on its own. You can convert it between the two by just removing these, the filter and the little plunger stem, just by unscrewing the stem, just to remove the filter baskets. Remove the stem, and now you've got a travel mug that holds about 11 ounces of coffee. It also has this double wall vacuum insulated steel design, and that's going to keep your coffee hot for hours, really. When we tested it, we got about 4 to 5 hours of hot coffee out of it. And it probably could have gone longer if we had preheated it as well. It also has this really great sealing lid. It holds everything in place. It's pretty leak proof. We'd feel pretty comfortable just throwing this in a backpack if you're taking it to work. You can start your coffee brewing in the morning, press it down, throw it in your backpack, and have coffee ready for you when you get to work. But as a French press, it also works really well. Just like the Espro, the larger Espro presses that we carry in the stainless steel design. Now, one nice thing about this is that it comes with these optional paper filters. And the way you use them is you basically just sandwich them between the two layers of the microfine mesh. You just push it in, twist to lock it closed, and now you have a layer of paper sandwiched in between these two filters. It's going to give you an even cleaner cup. So if you prefer drip coffee, for instance, this is going to give you not quite a drip coffee taste and texture, but it's going to clean the cup up a lot more. It's going to withhold a little bit of the oils. You're going to have brighter, cleaner flavors, but it's also still going to have a lot of body to it as well. So brewing with this is just as easy as your standard French press. Now, if it holds about 11, maybe 12 ounces of coffee, or of brewed coffee without the plunger and everything in it, it's going to hold 10 ounces, maybe a little bit less, depending on how much coffee, how many grounds you're actually putting in there. So we found that a typical recipe is going to hold about 275 milliliters of coffee, which is right between 9 and 10 ounces. Right now I'm going to use 16 grams of ground coffee, sort of a medium coarse, like your kind of drip coffee maker grind. And to that I'm going to add 256 milliliters of hot water. Now, this is something that, if you're going to take your coffee on the road and maybe you want to grab water at a gas station or a coffee shop while you're on your way, you can pre-measure your coffee and just find on the inside the line that best suits your desired recipe. There are 2 lines in here stamped into the metal for the max levels of coffee and tea, but you can just sort of eyeball it and figure out where you want to fill it up to and get pretty close to where you want your recipe to be. Now I'm just swirling this a little bit just to get the coffee completely saturated and wet. And I have a timer here now for 3 minutes. I'm just assuming I've had about 30 seconds here. And I'm going to set the filter assembly on top, but I'm not going to press until that timer's done. Again, it's going to brew just like a French press, so I have a recipe here for about 4 minutes. Once I press, the beauty of the Espro filter design is that it pushes the coffee down and out to the sides, and that means that your brewed coffee isn't going to have a lot of interaction with those grounds after it's brewing. So you're not going to see a lot of overextraction, even if you're drinking your coffee an hour or 2 later. After that, you will start to see some off flavors develop. Some of that's because the coffee's had some time to oxidize and age a little bit. But generally, it's going to have really good flavor, even if you have, a 45-minute commute and you brewed before you left the door. Really, overall, it's a fantastic design for a French press. It makes a really great travel mug on its own. It's really like getting 2 products in one, and that's one of the key reasons that we're so happy to have these in and bring them into our product catalog. So that is the Espro Travel French Press. Thanks so much for watching.